Alright, today I'm going to give you guys a detailed look at both of these clones, one from Attack of the Clone and one from Revenge of the Sith. They're both clone troopers. One is from one is a Phase 1 clone trooper, one is a Phase 2. So let's get into it. Alright, so here we have the two clones outside of packaging, and they look great for 3.75 inch figure. I believe these are reissues. They're definitely not brand new sculpts or anything like that, but they do look great. Here's the Phase 1 clone trooper. So you guys a good look at him. He also comes with a blaster, which I didn't have him hold, but right now he has the rifle. And he has a removable helmet. And same with the Phase 2 clone trooper. He too has a removable helmet, but the Phase 2 only comes with one weapon, which he's holding right now. Alright, so since they both have same articulation, I'm just going to show you one of them, and I'm going to remove the weapon first. The rifle, so it doesn't get in the way. And yeah, figure wise, it's very good. I mean, if you have a few clones, then you probably have this version already. And then here is the removable helmet, which has a human face underneath. Right there, I think they did a really good job with the head sculpt on these clone troopers. They're really good. And then he has a ball jointed head, but it is a little tiny. So compared to the rest of the body, the head does look a little tiny. But I guess that's how it is, because he has a very broad shoulders because of the armor. And it is on a ball hinge joint, but it could only lift up about that much because it's hindered by the shoulder pad. And then single jointed elbow, and then single jointed wrist. And with this one, I think before the clones, the joint on this hand, it's rotate. It allows you to rotate it outward like that. But this one is top and bottom now. For this hand, is a top and bottom joint, so you could twist his wrist like that. And on this hand, this time around, you could rotate it inward and outward. So they definitely switch the hands around, switch the articulation around. And then as for the abdominal, there's a ball joint there, and then articulated hips. But actually, I don't like these, even though these are like ball hinge joint. But they don't have a cut joint around the thigh section. So whenever you bend his hips, his thigh armor will go sideways like that. But thank God they did a hinge joint around the knee section, ball hinge joint around the knee section. So when you bend his knee, you can still go downwards straight like that, but the thigh piece will be sideways like that, which I'm not a fan of. I mean, it's okay to save money, but the newer stormtroopers, they have a cut joint around the thigh section, so you can rotate the armor back up to the front where it's normal looking, instead of having it be all sideways like this. And then there's a hinge joint around the ankles, and that's it as far as articulation. But with this figure, I mean, he could do a lot. But the only thing, again, I don't like is that if you want his legs to be straight when he's standing, it'll look a little inward. The armor will go inward a little bit. I think the armor is supposed to be somewhere, the thigh armor is supposed to be somewhere like that. But in order to be somewhere like this, his legs are not straight. It's a little tilted forward a little bit. So he won't be able to stand properly. If you want him just standing, you would have to twist the armor a little inward, so this piece will tuck in a little bit more. So it's like that, but it doesn't look that great. But still, I mean, it's a $13 figures. I shouldn't even say that, because $13 for a clone trooper is quite pricey, and that's a 3.75 inch. Because I remember when they were like, what, less than $10. Now they're like 13. Just a tiny thing, and it's a reprint too. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys the Phase 2 clone trooper as well. And the helmet looks a little big to me. Granted, he's wearing a helmet and his head is exactly the same as the other one, but to me the helmet looks a little big on this one than it is on the Phase 1 clone trooper. Here's the Phase 1, and here's the Phase 2. I think the Phase 1 looks a little bit better. The Phase 2 just doesn't look that great. It looks a little big, the helmet. And the Phase 2 is painted with a different color scheme. I believe this is the 41st Legion, or whatever you call it. 41st, what? Elite Corps. And again, like what I've mentioned earlier, you can see the thigh section. If you want him standing straight, look at his thigh pieces. They're pointed inward, which is kind of annoying. I just wish they added that cut joint, like right there, where they did it with the new Mandalorian Stormtroopers. They had a cut joint there, so it makes it way better. Alright, with that being said, here's a work in progress. Just want to show you guys. Here you can see this clone trooper doesn't have the armor piece on, the thigh armor piece, because I carved it out. Now this is a very dangerous mod. It's because you do run the risk of cutting the whole armor apart, and I'll show you guys what I did in another video, but basically I use an X-Acto knife and then just carved out kind of in a way remove the skin of the thigh section, and that's what I did, and I kept it intact, so that's good. And you can see it's a complete thigh piece, and this is also a complete thigh piece. And now the clone has very skinny legs, and here's the joint. I didn't pop it all the way back in yet, because eventually I'll have to smooth out the thigh section a little bit. So when I put the legs back on, when I put the armor pieces back on, I'll be able to rotate the armor to the right position instead of having him look like this. So yeah, be on the lookout for that video. I'm still working on it, but right now this is what I have so far. So there you have it, two awesome looking clones. This is about 3.75 inches, almost 4 inches in height, and you can get these. I think you could still get the Phase 1 clone trooper from Hasbro Pulse for $12.99. I believe they're sold out of this guy already at Hasbro Pulse, but I'm sure they will have it restocked again someday. And but you can still get them somewhere else. I think BBTS has them, and Entertainment Earth also has them, but you gotta pay a little bit more. I think BBTS is charging $2 extra for these clones, and Entertainment Earth is charging $1 extra. That's what I think. So yeah, there you have it. These are the vintage clones, 3.75 inch, the vintage collection clone troopers from Star Wars by Hasbro. Thanks for watching.